Am I the a-hole for telling my fiancé and his mother to get married since they're sexually attracted to each other? We've been together for 4 years, got engaged early this year. His mom lives in a different state from us, so I've only spoken to her through text and occasional FaceTimes, and she seemed really nice. We plan to visit his parents this month and meet up with some mutual old friends that also live there. When we arrived, she hugged me but suddenly looked really shocked. She said I was a bit taller than she expected, which was fine because I get that a lot. I tend to look shorter in pictures for whatever reason, but then she goes ahead to say that my fiancé, let's call him Kevin, usually goes for smaller women, in quote, women like her size. I was taken aback. I immediately got strange vibes from her, but tried to push it away. I just thought it was a generation thing. I know the older folks love pointing out weight, height on women. Mind you, I don't even think I'll be considered that tall. I'm 5'6", but she was clearly smaller than me by a few inches. Anyways, we were unloading the snacks we brought onto the table when she asked me to help her tie in her dress. It was one of those dresses with crisscross fastenings at the back. It was a bit struggle to tie in the strings, and she just started shouting, "It must be the boobs. The dress hates them, but the men love them." When she didn't get a reaction, she asked Kevin, "Isn't that right? You, their last name, men love a full rack. Remember how excited you were with Lexi?" I couldn't even believe it. I'm not big-chested in any way, and she just compared my boobs with his ex. Kevin didn't even try to say anything to defend me. He just sat there. To make it even worse, she kept saying how I was the first dark-haired girl she's seen her son with. She's blonde. And kept talking about how men always go for women that look like their mothers the whole night. I told him how uncomfortable it made me feel, and he said I was overreacting and that she's kinda right. Kinda right? What do you mean kinda right? How am I... this already pissed me off. Anyways, how am I meant to move on knowing I'm not even his type? And his mom clearly has a weird thing for her son. He's been acting like he doesn't notice that what his mom is saying and how it's been affecting me. I'm very shocked. I don't think I'm ever really been insecure about my features, but they're both just making me second guess myself. She even showed me their picture albums to show me how cute Kevin was as a baby, but she just ended up showing me pictures of herself when she was younger and very delicate. She also showed me her labor pictures when she was pregnant with Kevin, saying that all the nurses were shocked by how tiny she was while being fully pregnant. And she said it was a shame that might end with her, giving he's big and I'm big. I think that's what she meant to say. I finally broke and told her and my fiancé that she could be the person to marry him since she's obsessed with him. I called one of our mutuals and over to their place. Now, a few hours later, Kevin, some of our friends, and his annoying mother kept calling and texting saying I overreacted and I was very rude. Kevin even sent a long text saying I always blow things out of proportion and she was just having some fun. This isn't even like him at all. I need advice, please. Has anyone experienced similar mother-in-law hate or animosity? And do you think I overreacted? The pick-me mom and the spineless son combo is the worst. You think this is just the beginning. We might wait until you get married and then you have kids, and then she's gonna be criticizing what type of wife she was and what type of wife she would be to her son if she was married to him. And she's gonna be criticizing what type of mother you're gonna be when you give birth, how fat you are, how skinny you are, oh my god, this is just the beginning. If OP has a lick of sense, she might want to end this whole relationship right now before it even gets any farther. It's just the beginning. Am I the a-hole for telling my wife I won't be as stressed out next year because I won't be married to her? I, 32 male, been married to my wife, Jen, 32 female, for a little over 7 years now. Up until about 2 years ago, things were great. However, a disastrous move, a few family emergencies, and a totaled car have left us in a terrible financial situation. All our savings are pretty much gone. 401k is empty, and we're hemorrhaging money. Before we bought our house 2 years ago, things were amazing financially. We made the mistake of buying a nice 3-bedroom house because we planned on having kids. Those plans, thankfully, got put on the back burner because adding a kid into this mess right now would kill us. It's not really a mystery why things are like this. Jen and I are both underpaid at our jobs, and we moved into a high cost of living area like morons. Last December, I told Jen one of those two things needed to happen. We either sell the house or start making more money. The latter would most definitely mean finding new jobs that would pay us a market rate. Jen pushed back on this because she loved the house and her current job. I told her she had to choose one and couldn't have it both ways, and after a week of arguing, she agreed we will look for new jobs. It's been almost 6 months now. Last Friday, I signed an offer for a new job. It's over a 35K raise for me. Jen, however, does nothing. In January, she asked for a raise in the market rate and was very disrespectfully told by her manager that she was not worth that. She was shown the door to leave if she wasn't happy. Jen has taken this as her putting in the effort and done nothing else, telling me we should wait and see what happens with my job search. I'm not happy about this. When I came home Friday and I told her I got the job, she got pissy because I clarified this does not mean she can stay at her job. We fought again. I told her that this would mean we only stop hemorrhaging money on the house. We will be able to save only a little and would still not be close to refilling our 401ks. Kids, the whole reason we got this damn house would be entirely off the table. We haven't talked much since then. Yesterday, her parents visited for dinner. Despite my best efforts to keep them out of it, Jen announced my new job to her parents by saying, maybe I'll stop complaining about money once I start. I don't know why I said it, but I replied with, oh, don't worry, Jen. I won't have to worry about money a year from now on because we'll be divorced by then. Things got quiet real quick after, and I excused myself. Her parents left shortly after, and she slept on the couch to avoid talking to me. I have not talked to Jen or her parents since last night. Things are very cold between us right now, and I genuinely wonder if I did something last night that probably ruined my marriage. Okay, so we have an update. Okay, update. Yeah, I messed up. People are rightfully tearing me into for wondering if this marriage didn't end when those words came from my mouth. I went to Jen last night to talk, and she refused to even say a word to me. She ended up locking herself in our bedroom and finally told me to go away. I'm scheduling some consultations with divorce attorneys today. Some people are asking about car accidents and family emergencies, mostly blaming me for them. The car was neither our fault. An uninsured driver hit my wife's fully paid off car. Insurance gave us peanuts. The family emergencies were a handful of things that were just unluckily close to each other. I don't think you can really assign blame to these kind of things. People will probably say I'm covering my ass or something and still blame me. Whatever. The big F up was the house, which I was 50% responsible for. Before I wrote this post, I probably should have admitted to myself that I spoke my feelings at dinner and got my wish. I mean, he made a wish and he got it. Like, what does he want? I feel like this could have all been solved in a couple of months, and he rushed to divorce. I feel like I've never been married before, but if I was to be married, the word divorce wouldn't probably come out of my mouth for easy stuff that can be fixed like this. Like, yeah, money, people. But then again, like, money is one of the number one reasons why people do get divorced. But I don't know. Like, I've seen people that throw away around the word divorce every single time they get into argument. I want a divorce. You came home late. I want a divorce. You won't help me with the kids. I want a divorce. Okay, actually, maybe you should want a divorce with that one. But you know what I mean.